So for some background information, yes, I'm a professional costume designer. I'm part of the Costume Designers Guild, Local 892. I've been costume designing for about, sheesh, I've been a costume design for like 13 years. I started sewing when I was like, I don't know, a kid, right? I'm the third generation in my family to pursue a career in garment making. My grandmother, when she came to the States from Puerto Rico, worked in the sweatshops in New York City. My aunt was a fashion designer in the 80s. And then I decided to also be a masochist and be working in costumes. Um, so I love design. I love art. I love storytelling, all that good stuff. Means a lot. And so 2D character design is very similar to basically live action costume design. The only thing is that you're working with physical bodies. And so that's, but you're creating characters, visual representation of who these people are. So I thought it was going to be really fun to do this. And I don't think I've ever really done a design review. Like I said, I've only smashed or passed VTubers. And most of the time it was barely pass and mostly smash. So there you go. I started on Broadway. I was an assistant on Broadway, and then started in New York City, and then I started my career in LA, and then I've traveled to a lot of many places and worked on a lot of different projects. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Uh, I tabbed a bunch of designs, but then I could also just like go down the list. Okay. Aha. Okay. Okay, we're starting with the first design. Okay, we're gonna lay down some ground rules. One, no smashing. No smashing. We don't know the consent of these VTubers. Stop that. Okay, so that's first thing. Second thing, don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Don't say a design fucking sucks. That's rude. Don't do that. If you don't like it, don't say anything. Keep your mouth shut. Okay? If you ain't got nothing constructive to say, then don't say it. Okay? We're here to celebrate people's designs. And yes, if I'm going to give feedback, I'm gonna do so in a constructive way. I'm not gonna do something where it's like, "Ew, this sucks," because that's fucked up. Don't do that. That's nasty and that's childish. Okay. And thirdly, look at the first rule. Don't smash people that haven't consented to the smashing. Just making sure that that's crystal clear. Okay. Okay. We're here to support and uplift. Okay. Great. I feel like that's pretty clear, right? Okay. Great. So first up, we got the fabulous Chunky Lotus. Chunky Lotus. Chunky Lotus I know of because Chunky Lotus did a very wholesome like viral trend in the VTubing community where she went into different streams and asked VTubers to do the pop sound. What is it? I've actually gotten better at it because of her because I embarrassed she came in she's like do the pop sound. I was like I don't know how to fucking pop. Oh, so anyway, so we love Chonky. There you go. So Chonky. Hi Lala. Hi Chonky. I have the idea of being a cosmic dragon cat when first started, but as time has gone on, people tend to associate me more with a water dragon. The outfit for now is just a casual, cute, oversized sweater, but I have plans for more. Okay, great. Chonky Loudest. So, I totally see why people tend to associate you more with a water dragon than a cosmic dragon. And I think it's because you just have aquatic, like, details, right? Like, I feel like these fin kind of ears, a dragon, but also kind of remind me of like mermaidy kind of imagery. So that also reminds me of water. And also these lovely two-tone design. I love monochrome. This is very here's the thing. I get very excited seeing designs that feel very different, right? That stick out and a really cool way is making your design kind of monochromatic. And this sticks out, right? If you line up a bunch of different VTubers, this really sticks out for its colors. Um, but yes, that this kind of reminds me a little bit more of water than stars. If you did like some constellations or something, I could see how maybe that would make you connect as more cosmic themed, but definitely gives me water vibes. And it was very smart of you. You chose a very like a very nice color that pops against the blue. even though it's a very straightforward, simple like sweater, it is very cozy. Definitely get that off the vibe. So if that's your vibe as a streamer, I that was very smart of you, but very good because it definitely. First of all, it's giving me bisexual color because it go blue, pink, and purple. But the pink really kind of makes it pop. Very eye catching and very lovely and very cute. Blim. I love it. It's really cute. Happy Pride, honey. This is great. Love it. Yes, this is great. Super cute. But yeah, I think my favorite thing about the design is the monochromatic, and then you have the two tone. That's very very cool. So I look forward to seeing what other outfits you end up coming with. Very cool. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna. We have like 500 designs, so please wish me luck in terms of getting through all of these. I don't know how this is gonna happen. I have so many. Okay, all right. We got Yomi Quinley. Yomi Quinley. Oh, hi. Hi, Dia. Hi, Katie. Hello. Welcome on in. Hi. Yeah, we got Yomi. We got Yomi. If you don't know Yomi, Yomi Quinley is a mad scientist of SVA, or as she likes to say, the glad scientist, right? The glad tiefling scientist. Wow, I could. I wasn't even reading this. I just know Yomi. I've always been an alchemist, but I wanted to be seen in a fun, high energy, and quirky way. The one who makes progress, but through some chaos, experiments, and lots of explosions. I've always loved the cute science girls that you often see as side character in an anime or just an NPC shopkeeper that the design and personality captures you so much that you would say, what if they were the main character instead? A character who often is casted as secondary, but now finally has their own spotlight to cause some fun and mischief, but with the best intentions. So this is Yomi's ref sheet. Okay, that's Yomi's ref sheet. And there's some more fun little designs of Yomi. I love Yomi's design. Yomi's design always kind of caught my eye because I'm someone, and you're going to see this. I don't know if you can tell. I'm someone who likes simplicity in design, and that um, you don't need you don't need everything in the kitchen sink to be an impressive design. An effective design that makes a mark is that it really hits three three tent poles as you develop the design. One is silhouette. Uh, two is color, right? How do you utilize color? And there's a third. I forgot what the third is, but the first two are kind of important. For instance, like I like to think of Nintendo. I love Nintendo's school of thought when it comes to design. It has pretty straight, the characters don't have like 11 million different details, but they're very iconic and very memorable. And shape language. Thank you, Cartoon Vic. I remember there was a third one. I was like, shape language. You want to be able, like, if we took Yomi's design, right? If we took Yomi's design and turned it black, and you just put it on a white background, it has a very strong silhouette. Very strong silhouette, right? It's not just one whole shape. It has a lot of, it has a lot of interest in it. And what I also like about Yomi's design is Yomi's committed to like two colors in their design for the most part, with very small additional accents. And your VTuber is your brand. And so when people see your VTuber, they're going to assume certain things about your character and its interests. Um, your branding is already locked in. So when you're thinking of graphics, you're thinking of future outfits, things like that. How do you build a really strong visual brand, right? You want it to be cohesive, tied together, makes sense. And Yomi does that very effortlessly. And I think it's very true to her personality. I've hung out with Yomi a few times in person. She's lovely, but also she really has that laugh of hers is so iconic. My husband met her and he was like, "Oh my god, she has such a great laugh." Um and it feels like a mad slash glad scientist. So I think this is very representative of who Yomi is as a person, while also and of their content. But I also think visually it makes a lot of sense, right? We have a wide brim hat here. that ties in with the wide hem of the jacket over here, you know, I love that it's symmetrical, but a little asymmetrical, right? Because there's the common thread. There's many common threads I see in VTuber designs. One is off the shoulder jackets. I see that so often on a ton of VTuber designs. The other thing is that you have one stocking up for femme designs. I've noticed this stocking up. One stocking not there, whatever it is, things like that, because people are trying to be asymmetrical. But you don't have to be asymmetrical in the same ways that other people have. And that's why I like Yomi's design, because how she's decided to do that is that she's added these badges on the lapel of her coat. She's added her cutie mark kind of thing on her jacket, on her lab coat. Her goggles don't sit aside. The brim of the hat is not just flat across, it's lifted. So just ways to look. These are when you look at sometimes other people's design, I think those are nice things to take away as inspiration, right? Um, because I love when I see people doing things that are different, because then it really just stands out. And the more that we can create really strong visual brands within the VTubing scene, more people are gonna they're not gonna just think, oh, it's big titty anime girls, which is nothing wrong with that, by the way. Nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of different kind of VTubers out there. And so just as you're thinking about your designs or whatever it is, Yomi knocks it out of the park, 10 10, no notes. Yomi's always got a clutch. So really, really no notes. And just as a designer, I just love that the personality really lines up with the design of the character, because then it just makes it's the whole package. Like a strong VTuber is not just like, oh, a cool design. It's also like how the personality complements the design, right? Like visual dissonance is something you can take advantage of. Sometimes, like Chibidoki. Chibidoki is this adorable, cute gremlin creature, like gremlin, like adorable thing, but then has this gremlin personality, super chaotic, very, very funny. And I think that's been incredibly effective for her as a creator. So just things to play with. So yeah. Um I always consider Velociraptor twins. So I always consider VTubing, like people like comparing it to wrestling. VTubing to me is very akin to drag, because drag is the same way. You create a persona, it could be in a hyperbole of yourself, it could be totally different, but it's something that brings you a lot of confidence in performance, confidence, and it's an expressive way to show who you are on the inside, and you bring that out in this very visually dynamic way. And so I always think of VTubers as digital drag queens in a way. And I love seeing how people decide to bring their interests. So Pomato! We have Pomato Master. Pomato, the lovely love Pomato. Pomato was part of the Hope for Endo stream last year, my annual charity event that honors the Endometriosis Foundation of America. Palm has Enzo and was very sweet. And Palm is a scientist, so it was really cool to have her voice on the panel to like talk about things from a scientific perspective. Um, but we have Pomato. Put me in, coach. My character is a scientist traveling through space in the distant future. Besides the hair and eye colors, which are just my own, I chose outfit colors reminiscent of those used in NASA flight suits and EVA suits. So, Palmetto. See, I told you, everyone got these off this open collar jacket. So many people do the off the collar. And no hate, because everybody does it in their own way. But it definitely there's certain things where it's like, oh, I see a trend. I feel like I've been VTubing wrong. Like I need an off the shoulder jacket now. Like you know what I mean? First of all, once again, very effective color balance. I love that there's detail, but it's not overwhelming with the detail, right? It's really clear. Something to think about with design is how your eye travels through a design, right? So, for instance, the orange accent, which is really fab, it goes like when she has her helmet on, your eye is going here, then it goes here, and it's traveling all the way down. Even in the casual outfit, right? It's here to here to here. Like, you have to think about how somebody moves through like a look, right? Like just naturally. Like you're kind of um you're encouraging the movement of how someone evaluates your design visually, if that makes sense, right? You're guiding their eye. You're guiding their eye. I think it's a very effective design because, right, we have a color palette of like light gray, dark gray, orange, and this burgundy wine color with a very slight accent color of green, right, which is really nice to provide a little bit of pop. And I feel like it's very effective. You look at Pomato and you know immediately off the bat what their deal is, right? You're not thinking like, oh wow, this is obviously a cottagecore VTuber who likes to cross stitch. Right? It's very, very clear, right? With the tech wear fashion inspiration, right? The flight suit that says science space, right? It says um futuristic street footwear. So I think it's very effective in what it's trying to communicate. Yeah. Yeah, I love the burgundy too. I know that that's her hair color. And she has these beautiful bright green eyes. She really does. And the combo is just fab, you know. And here's the thing. Here's also something that I like about her stuff. If you were to cut these designs in half, you have to think about that too. Because when you're a VTuber, so much of you is like right now, right? You don't even know if I have legs. You know, it really is waist up. And so I do like that there's a lot of interest waist up. And not that the bottom is forgotten, but there's a lot of focus on the waist up, which is very important. But thank you so much, Pomada, for submitting. You know that I like your design. Pomada is also one of the VTuber Creator Club founders on Twitch, along with myself and a few other lovely people. Okay, we have our next one. We have the wonderful Ava Lamp. How do I feel about Gyaru fashion? Gyaru fashion. Gyaru. Gyaru fashion. Yes, I'm looking at the Gyaru fashion. Definitely look. No, no, Lala. No, 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 no. Yes, appreciating the design. Appreciating the design. Okay. So Ava has had so many different she was a slime girl and then she had like a praying mantis slime kind of inspired design, and this is the most human I've seen Ava. Mhm. 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 We're looking respectfully only, unless they say otherwise. But you know what I love about this? This is of such a specific era, and it's so fun. So obviously pink is the main color scheme, right? You got pink in the hair, pink leopard, pink in the shoes. But once again, it goes all the way through, right? Your eye is going from tippy top to the middle to the bottom because of this pink color that really is the dominant theme of the design. Um it is a very specific street fashion style. I love a hot pink leopard. It's just so fun. It's very, like, campy, which is great. Like, this is an outfit, like, if I saw somebody rocking this, I'd be like, "You rock it, girl." Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just a great look. Like, just a really fun, fun look, and totally hits the nail on Gyaru fashion, right? Got all the details, got all the makeup, got the nails, got the accessories, right? Gyaru is what? Glam, right? It's glam Japanese street fashion. So I feel like she hits it right on the nail. Silhouette wise, I feel like silhouette wise, um, I don't know. I'm someone who I would love to see like the silhouette of this even push a little bit further of the coat, just to make it even more dramatic kind of thing. But it's great because I love the fur coat with the outfit. It's great, but I was like, I want to see it pushed even further. So we see like how it goes from here and then really pushes out and goes back in. And then to balance the size of this, then I would have exaggerated the leg warmers. You know what I mean? So it doesn't feel so top heavy. Kind of thing. But those would be just, if I wanted to amp it up. But I think it is effective the way it is. That's just, if you really wanted to do anything different. But it's super fun. It's great. It's fun. I do like that, in terms of street fashion, there's a lot of what I like about this is that it gives like um early 2000s gyaru vibes. You know what I mean? Like a very specific era of gyaru, and I love that. So I feel like that in and of itself makes it stand out. So there we go. So that's Ava. That's Ava. Sorry. 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 I feel like I'm allowed to look disrespectfully at Bug. I feel like I've earned that. I feel like I've earned that. I feel like I've earned that. Come on. uh a lady who doesn't need any introduction here at the diner, but if you don't know who she is, this is Big Nose Bug. Big Nose Bug is also a Twitch ambassador. She is also one of the founding advisors of the VTuber Creator Club for Twitch. She is a theme park mascot VTuber and is a professional in animation and a toon tuber and a cartoon freak that I love with all my heart, and I adore her. And so she's great. I know. What do I have to say about Bug? Bug is great. I have no notes about Bug. What I love about Bug, and this is before we really became friends. Um, when I first saw Bug's design, and this is her new model, her new 3D model. Her 2D model, when I first saw it, I just loved the color, the silhouette, and once again, I love a design that doesn't need 10 million details to be effective. And Bug really like knocks it out of the park, right? So she has and I love that this is the character. So this is Big Nose Bug, right? And then this is Frankie, right? This is Frankie. So we love the cheery and the goth. We love Gat Moe. We do. Yeah, I love like this makes so much sense. Like this like I was I mean I love her new 3D model, but this really like the little fur, things like that, it really feels like this feels like a theme park mascot. Like you feel the scale of it, right? I used to work at Disneyland. This feels like a head that I'd have to put some like contamination spray in and wipe an air out after a long day of work. And I love this cute little outfit with little Mott t-shirts. So cute. I love the detail of the big zipper, by the way. I didn't even notice that. I didn't know this about Bug's design until she submitted these rev sheets. I love the big zipper in the back and her brand new outfit. I love it. So in terms of design, I mean, you're talking about someone who's a professional animation. She really gets it. I mean, really balanced color palette, really strong silhouette. Shape language is really fab. It's very interesting from tippy top to very bottom. And I love in this version the same thing carries through. I love the little nod to the grubs on her shoes, and of course her little hip keychain, and just a little knot of pink from on her ear to her hands to her waist to her shoes, just constantly carrying it through. And once again, I love it. I love I mean, she checks those boxes off very effectively, and I feel like you can see I feel like you can tell the story of this, right? This feels like someone like what was it? There was a show with like a little clown lady. She was really cute with red overalls, striped top. Was it Big Red Couch or something like that? Like it gives me that era of that, so it feels like it's within like that area of entertainment. And I just love that this is the person who is working the suit. Like it's so fun. It gives me I want to watch this show about how this person is running this big comfy couch. That's what it was. Thank you. Yes. So we love Bug. Yeah. I love whimsical designs. I just love designs that are just different. You know what I mean? Once again, going to that point, you know, Bug is a tune tuber. She's leaning into other kind of aesthetics that aren't as popular in the VTuber space. And doing something that isn't popular doesn't mean it's not good. You're taking a risk in terms of how it responds. When I was thinking about how to come up with my design, I was like, are people even going to like this like Timu Disney princess that I might make who has the mouth of a sailor and runs a diner on Twitch? I don't know. But here I am still streaming a few, 4 years later. So you just don't know. I always think that taking a risk is great because you'll learn a lot in that process, right? Failure is a great teacher, and exploring and curiosity really is it's fun. It's fun because you learn a lot in the process. And so I really think that if you're curious about something, play with it, right? You can go with something that's really popular, but then you maybe get lost in the sauce of the design. You know, I feel like don't be afraid of embracing niche interests and things like that and see how you can play with visually expressing that. So, love Bug's design, literally no notes, 10-10, knocks it out of the park. No pun intended. We love Bug and we love the grubs. Also, she didn't put it here, but also one of the strongest mascot designs. One of the strongest mascot designs for a community. Like I've never like her community, her Matara. There's certain people who have very strong community representation in their branding, and it really helps um that community feel seen and connected to the world that you've built. And Bug Matara, who is another person who does that really well. I feel like the Vichiban crew, they do a really effective job of that. Just really strong design that people really embrace when they are part of those streams. And it's really cool to see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. Next, got our first gentleman. We got Not Sweet Dandy. Dandy's outfit started off as usual magician suit. When I updated his design, a friend suggested his clothes should be both tight and loose at some parts, chest and sleeves. This represents his eccentric personality, but it also indicates he's not practically perfect in general. The colors weren't deliberate, but in color psychology, purple and complementary moss green fits the magical friendliness. The yellow pops to show that bit of energy to him, and he shows it. His tie is bright green to draw primary attention to the character's face. And here's Dandy. Dandy is the artist who is responsible for this. Dandy did this artwork. Dandy is an amazing artist. I love Dandy's style in his artwork. Once again, I love a design that just is different and so refreshing. It is so cool to see something different. And this is really neat because we want to talk once again, what is it? Shape language, right? Shape language, color and silhouette. Check, 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 right? We have big into narrow into big. Strong silhouette. The style is very unique, very different. Just a few different colors, not too many. So very limited in the color palette, which makes it very controlled and very, I feel like, very memorable. And then the shape language, right? We have like this curve, we have like this square face, and I don't know, very very strong design. Um so fun and toony. If you know Dandy, he is very fun and toony, and I love that his clothes are ill-fitting because that means he's not a perfect magician, right? That's character. That's character. Like you're showing detail, right? Details about somebody without them having to open their mouth. An ill-fitting suit shows that that person isn't like perfectly fashionable. They're trying, but they're not like perfect. They're doing what they can. And that says a lot about a person, right? Um I love the size of the bow tie. It really is very visually interesting. I've always really loved Dandy's design because of that. And Yeah, I just firmly believe, like, think of who your VTuber character is. Like, think of their story, think of their lore. How are you really translating it? Besides being like, well, they're a hunter, so they have an axe. But how does your hunter differ from other hunters, right? There are a million different kinds of archetypes within the VTubing community, from animal hybrids, food hybrids, mythical creatures, witches, you know, dragon types, whatever it is. How does yours stand out? What makes it your take on that? Right? I don't believe that just because there's a dragon VTuber, you can't be a dragon VTuber because you're going to do it differently, right? So how are you going to do it differently? And that's something to think about. So I really love Dandy's design because it really stands out both in style, silhouette, colors, all that great stuff. Really, really adorable. And I would totally watch a show with this main character. Mhm. Love it. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Love, love, love. No notes. Yeah. Okay. We have Horatius the dwarf. Horatius Silverstone at your services, Lala. All right. Once again, what is really effective? Silhouette, shape language, and just like color. Obviously, Horatius loves playing colorful anime girl rhythm games. That's clearly his type of content. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, Horatius he plays with he does lots of talking. He does lots of yapping and collabing. He also has done what is it? Galactic Deep Rock. What is it? Deep Rock Galactic, right? Literally a mining game, a space mining game. Horatius, like, you know who this person is. You're going to know the voice of this person. You're going to know their interests. Like, this is so clear in design. Okay? Yes. It is such a strong design. I love how, the beard, like the facial hair and the hair design, it's not flowing. I love that it's jagged, right? Jagged like a rock. I love that. I love that line detail. I love that in this this earth tone palette. It has this nice pop of gold. And it's a hammer, which is like, what is a tool that you associate with a dwarf, right? And that it's gold, so it really pops out. It's a very effective, streamlined design. For me, this seems to me like a really well designed character that once again I could see in an animated show really effectively. Yeah, it's great. I love it. No notes. I love that he has hair down and hair up. The only thing I want is more designs. I want to see more outfits. Yeah, I think it's great. And he looks like a dwarf. Yes. Oh my god. Nothing like if you're going to choose something like I'm a doll, I better see some stitch details. I better see some joints. If you're choosing a certain inspiration, how are you translating that inspiration within the design? You know? Oh my god, a beach outfit. I would love to see a beach outfit, a Horatius beach outfit. It could just be a little sling of an underwear of this leopard. I'd be so here for that. But also an ornament design would be really cool. Yeah. Mhm. Be great. Yay! Love it. Love Horatius. Love Horatius design. So fan. We got Zungi! Zungi, who is an amazing artist. Zungi, I'm a zombie delinquent. For my design, I played with the Sukeban fashion, along with adding some elements that's inspired from Hong Kong, as I would like to play homage to where my art journey began. So this is one ref sheet, and this is like the mood board, which I love. I love this. I love this. And so um, I've always really liked Zungi's design. Once again, okay, so remember when we were looking at Pomado? Pomado has these colors in her color palette, right? Orange. She has a little touch of the neon and it has like this wine burgundy color. It just goes to show you can have similar colors, but how you decide to use them can totally be effective in different ways, right? So I love Zungi's look because right off the bat, totally gives the vibe of a delinquent. So troublemaker, but super cool. Totally, totally clear. And once again, you can tell it's a zombie because right off this bat, you not only do you see like the stapled and the stitch designs, but I love that it's, two different skin tones, right? Because it's like it's rotting flesh, right? That's the idea. So it's right. It's so that's a big difference. Um in terms of tone, and you could see that. Also, holy abs. Holy freaking abs. Oh my goodness. But yes, love the color language, right? The green carries all the way from the face to the lapel to the hips to the shoes. I also love how balanced it feels. It's not you're going to see a theme. And there's some that I pulled up, but there's some design like I really love a design that's very clear. Like, you don't need to like, Zungi could have add 10 more pounds of chains on the skirt, but she didn't not because you don't need it. You don't need it. It's very clear and effective. You know, it could have done you could have added 25 more stitches and stuff like that, but you don't need it. You don't need it. And sometimes editing a look is really important because you don't want it to be such an informational overload that people then can't connect with your character right off the bat. And your VTuber is your visual representation, right? You want people to be able to easily see what you're offering. So I love Zungi's design. And also, save this if you're ever wondering how to do a mood board. This is such a fab mood board. Color palette, inspiration, all this stuff. Like, totally see it. And I love this zombie juice like neon color. It's true. That definitely gives it that like it gives like a little taste of like the lore of the character. I totally see that. But yeah, it's awesome. Love it. Very, very strong, very effective design. Desync. Desync. Hello. I am shape-shifting void slime. I mess with way too many toggles of outfits and assets because I was indecisive and made that a brand. Can't pick one, be them all. I like shenanigans, tomfoolery, and doing goofy voices. So this is Desync. I love Desync. Desync took indecision and made it their brand, and I love that for them. I'm telling you, like, don't be afraid to explore your designs. Like, um, it I love that I love their little cat version. I love that there's like an eldritch version and all this different stuff, and it's just like can be whatever they want it to be, and that these eyes are ever present because that's actually the being, right? And then it takes shape as all these different things, right? Like we see here. Also, big eyes like this is very cute. It reminds me of what they call those brush buddies in Witch Hat Atelier. Love it. Look at that. How could you not fall in love? Oh, you see? Yeah. I was like, did they have yeah, look at this. Look at this shit. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is awesome. So cool. Okay, so let's talk about right? The three things, right? Was it shape, language, color, and silhouette? Well, some of these are well known silhouettes, right? A little maid girl, a little VTuber jacket, a t shirt, all these things. Look, drink every time you see an off shoulder jacket. Um, but I love that even though these silhouettes are like well recognized, how they decided to make it their own is that they're like, I am literally a black void. So they don't play with other colors. They are literally black and white, and that's it. And there's another VTuber who submitted a design which uses black and white in a very different way, which just goes to show like it's really how you choose to play with things. And desync is really, really neat in that way. Yeah. So very cool. No notes. I think it's really neat. Their ideas comes through very clear and it's very fun. And I love that it becomes like the concept of the design becomes a sandbox in and of itself so that, they can literally play with the shape shifting void slime. They could be whatever they want. I think that was so smart of them that they weaponize their indecisiveness to be an asset within their overall branding. Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay. Here is Milky. Hi, hi. My name is Milky, and I'm a spooky AI that's obsessed with all things horror and Vocaloid. My design was inspired by the Gurokawa streetwear and Menheta aesthetics, and of course includes my love for crop tops and big, huge jackets. This is Milky. Ajon! Ajon. Ajon. Ajon! Ajon, the living cartoon. Ajon, I love Ajon's. I love their previous model, and I love this new model. They're an incredible artist, 3D modeler, all this stuff. They fully animated their. They had a small team, but they fully animated their lore video. Very cool, lots of fun, very creative VTuber. Make sure to check them out. And I love this design so, so much. It is giving me Earthbound, it's giving Toy Story toy, right? Because it's like, I'm a toy. And you see, I love the joints, right? I love that these cargo pants, like they split and you see the joint of the thing here in the sock and the shoe, same thing, right? In the arm. Once again, like I mentioned earlier, if you're doing something like I'm a toy, I'm a doll, um, if you're using I want to see evidence of that within your design. And I love when people really embrace like joint aesthetics is really cool. Mhm. Yeah, and once again, I love the color palette. All very balanced. I love once again, I'm just not I love a very not over designed model. I love it cuz it's it's easy to see this character being like the lead of a show, an animated show, being the lead of a video game. Like I really do see that. I love this background too. It just you get a sense of their personality. They seem like someone who could be your friend, that you can go on adventures with. You know what I mean? You get a sense of who they are by looking at the design. There's someone who's like they have a comfiness to it, right? Because the clothes are a bit relaxed in the silhouette. Nothing's too tight, right? A little slouchy, a little bunchy. Love that. Also love the backpack. Love the backpack, right? And of course, yellow and blue, such a beautiful color combination. And then the yellow with the green is great. And so I don't know, it's just like from head to toe, your eye is traveling because it feels very harmonious in terms of the colors. Silhouette wise, right? Same thing, right? Goes narrow to larger silhouette to narrow to a little bit large. I don't know. It feels it's we fill this in with black, and I feel like it has a very icon. It has a bit of a nostalgic feel, but in a very cozy way, and I love that. So well done. Happy re-debut. I loved your lore video. It came out so awesome. Once again, it's so fun to see different art styles in the VTubing space. I love it. I love it. Once again, how do you stand out, right? How do you stand out? How do you want to be recognized? It's like, well, what are you doing to make yourself stand out? In a sea, right? In a sea of a predominantly one style, one way is to see like, oh, how can I make this feel a little different? I love it. Yeah. Okay, we have Jax, a gargoyle VTuber. Oh. I'm a detective gargoyle VTuber whose job it is to hunt down anomalies and all things otherworldly. Gargoyles naturally ward off evil. I'm a tomboy who is a loose cannon, has a strong Bostonian accent, and an undying penchant for older women. Shut up. I'm like 72 for business purposes. I haven't really seen too many gargoyle VTubers. So this is really neat. That off the bat, I was like, oh, I don't really know of anyone who's a gargoyle VTuber. Maybe I've been living under a rock. Hey, yeah. No, okay, all right. No, okay, all right. Anyway, okay, first of all, I love tying in the natural lore of gargoyles that they naturally ward off evil to being like a private eye that like investigates otherworldly like shenanigans. I'd watch that anime. Also, you know me, I love film noir. I love a detective story. You know this about me. So that already was up my alley. Um, but yes, first of all, what a cutie patootie. Cutie patootie. I love this trench coat design. I love this trench coat design. Immediately tells me, like, when you read, you read the bio, right, that she submitted, and then you see the design, it's like, I see it. I get it. I get it. I get it. So cool. I love that it's got like a cigarette in the mouth, iconic little like mug, the casual outfit, really tone wise, like color tone wise. I love this like gray with the green, really lovely. But once again, thank you. Chose a gargoyle design and put freaking cracks in the stone. Heck yeah. I love imperfect ear. I love imperfect horn. Heck yeah. Love that. Those are all things that give character. I love it. Definitely stands out in terms of the color palette, kind of like how Chunky Lotus, the first VTuber we looked at, embracing monochromatic palette for their VTuber. Like very, very smart as a way to stand out. The golden eye color pop is very lovely. And like these accents of green. It's great. I love it. It's just color palette wise is great. And I love that look, the two-tone stone on the legs. Like this looks like a tight, but it's not. So smart. I love that. I love that. Listen, like I told you, I'm okay. I know that it's a trend to do the off the shoulder jackets and stuff, but I love how people interpret it and do it. It's not a problem. It is a trend for sure. I'm definitely thinking that now I need an off the shoulder jacket VTuber design because I don't know if I'm a real VTuber. I'm like having an identity crisis, not gonna lie. Great concept, great design, and I love that the concept and design really are married. Mm. Biddles, cartoon VTuber. My name's Biddles, and I'm a cartoon mobster VTuber. My design was heavily inspired by Robohose animation and simple fashions from the American 1930s. This is their ref sheet, and this is a cute little model pose. Dude, this is awesome. Remember when I said there was another person with black and white design? This is the person I was talking about. So, Desync was all black with a little bit of white, right? Because like the eyes and stuff. This is like black, white, and gray. I love it. It's so cool. So cool. So cool. So cool. Love me a Toon Tuber. I'm totally biased. Of course. I love me a Toon Tuber. But I love that it's like a mobster, like, gal? So fun. So fun. Okay, so what is it? Silhouette, color, and shape language, right? Silhouette, I mean, iconic, right? I don't know very many VTubers who have Laffy Taffy, long Mrs. Incredible arms. So that immediately makes me be like, oh, that's pretty an identifiable feature to them. And so I feel like that makes it very recognizable just by silhouette. Color-wise, obviously, they stick to a very controlled palette, but they use it very effectively, right? Like, it doesn't feel too one note. It feels really interesting to look at, and they really balance, like, the light, the mid, and dark tones to make your eye carry throughout the entire design, and it's super smart. Really, really great. I fucking love this little cigar. It's so cute. I die. Oh my god, is that like a tongue piercing, but it's a nail? I love that. I love that. That's so oh my god. Oh my god, and I love this, like, silly symphony ass, like bow tie, but it's like this mobster. It's just great. So great. I love like the design of the eye, just a lot of very iconic things of the era of like rubber hose VTubing. And what's cool is that, right, there's multiple rubber hose VTubers in this space. And just because you're a rubber hose VTuber doesn't mean that there can only be one, right? I love seeing how people take a similar idea and then they put their own spin on it, right? And so this is really cool. This is awesome. Very effective. Very, very, very neat. Mhm. I love it. Once again, and it's very eye-catching. It stands out. And I feel like what they just pitched to me, right, about who the character is, I see it. Like I don't have to ask a lot of questions. I see it very transparently. It's great. And I love these like short teeth too. Just very effective. Very effective. And also, I just noticed this, the little hat right on the back of the bump. Just like this is somebody who looks like they could be really sweet and also fuck up your day. And I love that. So cool. The thing that I will encourage people to think about, which is why we say color, silhouette, and like shape language, is because, if there are other people who have similar concepts, what can you do that makes it your own so it doesn't feel like a control C, control V situation, right? And that's not to say that you can't be inspired by people, but I definitely think like challenge yourself in terms of your research. Don't just be I always encourage people like there's so many people who are like, "Well, I'm inspired by Star Wars." Okay. What are you inspired by Star Wars? Is it like is it the political tone of it? Is it the design of the costumes? Is it the design of the world? Then identify what's resonating with you and then look at what inspired those things, right? Like what inspired the costumes of Star Wars is Japanese fashion and like Akira Kurosawa movies. So watch Akira Kurosawa movies. You know what I mean? Like do like that's the fun part. That's the fun part of being a VTuber. You can literally do whatever you want. So give yourself the grace, and you deserve it too to create something that really feels like your own, and do a deep dive in terms of how things really come across. Okay, I love this. I love this one. All right. Hello. I hope you have lots of fun. I know I'm not people shaped, so I understand this isn't the fit. I fucking love this VTuber. I don't know you. I don't know you, Sino or Seno, Keno, Seno. I love a little guy. 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 And I listen, VTuber. I'm a radical apparently, but I think VTubing could be whatever you want it to be. I always love bringing up my one of my favorite examples of that is there is a VTuber whose name is Hot Dog Bong Water 420, and they are a bong with a hot dog sticker on them. That's it. That's they're a VTuber and they play lots of fighting games. That's their branding. That's it. So you can be whatever you want as a VTuber as long as it's true to you and you're having a good time. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay. The Necomanic, the I had a submission sheet on Twitter. I'm not going to be able to go through everybody because like over 500 people submitted. I'm trying to get through the. I first selected a lot of the ones that really like caught my eye, but and then we're going through as also as many as I can, but it's hard because I what was I gonna say? I think I tried doing the math. It's like you have like 4 seconds per person. I was like, that's crazy. I'm not gonna do that. So we may have to do like a part two or whatever. But feel free to submit. Yeah, don't feel yeah. But anyway, so I don't know who Seno is, but they're so cute. They're magical based on their profile. They say they're a magical familiar VTuber artists. Look how cute they are. Oh my God. Small wings are detached, usually unused, disappear, and appear at will. Love me a little goofy face. Hungry dimension visible when all teeth showing. I love these little outfits. Long little guy. Bread. Tom and Jerry physics. I mean, how fun. So they're magical familiars. So the only thing I'll say is that they didn't provide like background on the thing on their character besides it's a magical familiar, but this feels like a magical familiar, right? Magical familiars feel like immortal and just little guys that help you on your journey and definitely gives me that vibe. I guess the magical journey you're doing in this outfit is your taxes. This is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. This is GTA 6. And here's LA Noir. So so very cute, very cute. Love. Love. I don't really have any other notes. A magical accountant guy, sign me up. I love it. It's great. Very cute. Thank you for sharing. Very cute. Love it. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay. This is Griffin Enfield. Hi, Miss Lala. I'm Griffin, an Enfield winged fox and carb enjoyer. I enjoy baking and taking care of others in my little Airbnb. Or my little B&B, not Airbnb, not sponsored. Bed and breakfast. So this is their VTuber. And then this is their little mascot. The community is the Brunch Bunch, and here is Brunch the mascot. So they say that they own a comfy bread and breakfast. They love carbs and they are like a fox hybrid person. So, do we feel like what they said they are comes through very clearly? I'm not going to lie. I feel like this straight up feels like a Hoyo character, like a 5-star Hoyo character. And that's a good thing. Like I feel like it's a fully fleshed out like design, aesthetic, color, theme. I think it's great. If they're a Pokemon person, they'd have Fido and Darkspawn as their Pokemon. You know what I mean? I love a Carb Max and Queen. Shit, I want bread. So we have let's take this all in, right? They have this giant ass croissant hat, which is great with this. I'm actually now it's like Pavlovian. Anyway, has this very delicious looking bread hat. Very cute, baker's outfit, warm color palette, which immediately makes you think cozy, right between the orange to this cream color, the brown, the tan, right? Nice bold contrast with the white, right? Little apron. And I just love this little like detail. Like this reminds me of what is it called? Is it Helativa? Like that Swedish design kind of idea that you see. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is it Helativa or something? Basically just remind it gives me the vibe of like a little bakery. Like this is like the motif you would see on an apron or painted on a door or something. It gives very cozy cottage vibes. Um right, I love the dark tones. It's a nice contrast. They got the what is this? This is like the laurel leaf that I guess so I mean this reminds me of the laurel leaf that's on a bag of flour. Do you know what I'm talking about? That brand. Giant spoon, so cute. Is this a tea bag? Because they also have it over here. Are these little tea bags? Also, in general, I love when people have like a big like witch hat design and and there's a little dangly bob on the tip of the hat. I have one on my witch design. I think it's great. It's like a human cat toy. It's just like, oh, I just want to swat it. Just want to swat it with my little hands. Um, so this VTuber, their name is Griffin Enfield. Okay. Griffin Enfield. Super cute. And then this is the Brunch Bunch. Also, what a great community name, the Brunch Bunch. And it's got a little loaf of bread on its back. Are you fucking kidding me? That's adorable. That's so cute. So smart. So smart. Now, the only note I'm going to say, the only note is I'm only going to give one note. Everything, this is like, if I was to adjust anything about this design, that'd be to give different footwear. I think little boots would have been so cute, or and they could be lace up, or because of like the way that this fabric is, it could be low little slouchy boots, something like that. I feel like that would have fit. Or I would have even taken little slippers, like the full rounded, like comfy slippers. I think that would have been versus flip flops, because all of this is so well designed. All of this is so well designed. I feel like the shoes were a little bit of an afterthought kind of thing. And that's why, because everything is so strong, could have done with a different little shoe option to really kind of seal the deal. And could have brought, if you were to do like little boots, you can bring in some of the color from here on top. So kind of, no pun intended, but sandwiches the design between those two kind of things. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Cam Ewing. Oh my God, loafers. She should have loafers, like bread loafers. She should have bread loafers. She should have bread loafers. She should have bread loafers. Oh my God, how perfect. Bread loafers, bread loafers, bread loafers. How cute would that fucking be? Oh my God. If you watch this stream, Griffin, just know we're pitching you bread loafers, because I mean, just it's so great. Anyway, great design. Love this design. Adorable. Adorable, adorable design. Yeah. Adorable. Oh my God, look at this artwork. Just so cute. Wait, it has there. I do see wings. Wait, I do see wings. A winged fox. Well, they're a winged fox. Oh, I'm just seeing the wings now. I totally missed that. I totally missed the wing. I'd say it doesn't, the design is effective enough without the wings, but that's just part of what they decided to be, like as a mythical creature. But the design is strong enough of its own. And you don't need that, but it's cute. Very cute. They're gonna act like a little stork delivering me bread. Oh my God! Please give me. Oh, this hat. I just want to take a big old bite off of it, man. Or take it off the hat and just fill it with like, I don't know, like chili con carne. And put some cheese on it, and it's like a chili cone. I'm clearly hungry. So great, wonderful design, wonderful, wonderful design, wonderful design. Okay, I had to do this one. Cutie design. So this is our Erwa, or Eriwa. I am so sorry if I'm butchering your name. I am part of the generation that Hooks on Phonics failed. So if I do not read your username right, you can totally come after me. Totally valid. But this is Eriwa, I think, or Erwa. They are a 1950s Suck You Barista. So this is honestly a dream come true. Very cute. I'm a 1950s diner gal, Suck You Barista with Maid Cafe influences in my design. Okay. So this is their design. Very cute. This is an adorable artwork. So cute. It's very cute. I would say the only thing is that I definitely get diner gal from this, but I don't really get barista, if that makes sense. Like barista, I specifically always associate with like tea or coffee or something like that. I definitely get strong diner gal for sure. And I definitely get like with the bat and like the tail with the like little spade design on the tip and like the what is it, the way the fingers are, right? They're more like claws, at least it looked like in that shot or something. Yeah, it looks more like claws. I get like the otherworldliness. I feel like lean into like the diner gal thing, right? If you're combining, I feel like that's conflicting branding. Although Suck You Barista is super cute. That's a really cute combination. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, it feels crafty. I wonder if that's because like there's the pencils here with the crosshead, kind of thing, and that plaid pattern isn't really um featured elsewhere. You know what I mean? Maybe that's where it is, but it's very cute. It's very classic uniform, uh, kind of thing. Mhm. Yeah, I feel like, when it's hard when you want to mash up a lot of different concepts that are really cute, but you want one to be the predominant one because that's what makes your branding really clear, right? So I definitely get this is leaning more in the Dinah gal. So I'd say embrace that. And maybe they like to make coffee, but Succubus Barista, I feel like would look a little different from what this looks like. So I just be like, you're a 1950s succubus diner gal. Like I wouldn't know how you would pitch yourself, but it very cute. I mean, look how cute. I love a short stack. This artwork is just very adorable. It's very cute. Hmm. You see, this seems like this is like a little potion thing that would be like um maybe how they entrance people, right? And the pink obviously ties into the eye color. I want to see a through line. Like I would love to see like the pink, maybe the pink is in the shoes or the yellow, is in the stockings or something. But overall very cute. Very cute. Mhm. Okay. We got Gaiva. Time to put my token in. I am Gaiva TTV, aka Gallica, and I am your local gaming robot weeaboo. My design has been influenced by anime and games from years past. Can you guess which games and shows had a hand in my visual language? I mean, okay, I feel like I can see a little. I mean, I don't know if it's too obvious. Mega Man. I feel like there's obviously a little bit of the Mega Man, right? In terms of the silhouette here, right? But I don't know. I'm getting a little bit of Samurai Pizza Cats. Yeah. But this design definitely caught my eye because it had a very had a very uh I don't know, it's very different. It's a straight up robot. I hope when they stream they have like a robot voice to really lean into it. I would hope that these like blue elements light up when they speak. I think that'd be really nice to play with as like a toggle. I haven't watched their streams or anything. But I do like the design. You know me, love a controlled color palette. Love that there's three right colors. We have the blue as the accent, but it's this like this pinkish color. What would you call this? What do you call this color? Because obviously there's different values of it. But I don't know, it's like a dusty rose in a way, right? And it goes into these other tones, and then you got the silver, like, chrome thing, super cute. And I love the hair, it's very cute. I can imagine, I feel like these act like speakers, little hair bobbles act like speakers. I love this design. I think the silhouette is very interesting. Once again, color, I love the color. I love that, you know then I love the shape language. It's very successful in my opinion. And obviously, a gaming robot. I love the hairstyle. It feels like an anime girl hairstyle, a little neon pose. So I get their inspo. I see it very clearly. Yeah. So very nice. Well done. Aha. We have Dandy Demon. The name's Dandy Demon, gatekeeper of hell, and the lovely face you see when you game over. The design is based off a 1920s mobster. The Demon King design also presented as an overcoat style to mimic an elevated status seen worn by mob bosses. So this is Dandy Demon. This is their VTuber model. Some additional artwork they provided. You know, I feel like they said, I'm a gatekeeper of hell. 1920s gatekeeper from hell. I feel like they said the pitch and I see the pitch, and that's very effective, right? I'm not having to guess through a lot of different details. It's very straightforward, which is very neat. Strong color palette, right? But I definitely see this character belonging in, you know, I could definitely see this belonging in an animated television universe. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, I agree. I do love the idea of the shimmering gold on the burgundy. It definitely gives cash money, as the youth like to say. Yeah. No, I could see how you get Allison vibes from this. Yeah. So once again, I love things that make my eye travel throughout a design, right? Because if you mix you'd have the yellow eyes, the teeth, the yellow literally brings your eye all the way down. Um, you know what I mean? Very dapper, very good looking. But yeah, very effective. It has all the things I love. It has my favorite color combination, red, white, and black. And then I feel like it's a very clear design of what you can expect from this person's lore. I love that. I love it. It's great. Fab. It's fab. Yeah. I would just love to see more like have D&D, have you gotten like period style art of your character? Like I want to see like a noir style of this guy fucking smoking a cigar. Like if you smoking a cigar or something and you're like making somebody sign a contract. I want to see some of that. Give me a James Cagney moment. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to see that. Give me more. Give me more of that. I love that. Give me that. Lean into the era that you're in. I'm sure you do. But and also Dandy also has like an accent and a voice and stuff. It's very neat. So make sure to check Dandy out. They are in chat, so I can actually shout them out. It's been like a dice roll with some people. It's great. From one vintage tuba to another. Love that. We have Geronimo Kiddo. We got Kiddo! My name's a Geronimo Kiddo, and I'm a little brown bat VTuber. My fashion sense is everything my mama said no to, which was a lot. But in the end, it's based off the early 2000s alternative fashion and music, MCR, Offspring, System of a Down, Korn, etc. You know, Korn comes in the way it comes out. Did you know that? Oh, I mean, what is not to love about Kiddo's design? Kiddo is so badass. Kiddo is super badass. I love, uh, once again, very straightforward. Said that they're a bad VTuber who gets inspiration from alt fashion and is like, and they play lots of horror games and stuff. So I get that vibe immediately, right off the bat. Yes, I did it. Yep, sure did. Yep, proud of that one. Yes, I am. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that toggle I used to have, and it's been broken for a long time. So no booze, no booze, no booze, no, no. Hi, everybody. And so here's the thing. You know what I love about Kiddo's design? You know, I mentioned this earlier. Kiddo put all the design. She put a lot of the design, like if you cut the design in half, a lot of the focus is on the top half, as in my opinion, as it should be. Because once again, as a VTuber, you're mainly hanging out with your from the waist up, right? And so once again, instead of putting all these cool tattoo details down here, all this stuff, there's a little bit, right? I mean, I see you little what's this? This is new. What's this, kiddo? What's this? What's this? I see this. What's this? But I mean, instead of having all this awesome sleeve and neck tattoo things all the way down here, it's up here, which makes a lot of sense. Because that's the focus, right? When you're watching stream, it's going to be like that, right? I also love the same vein that the color focus is up here. And I love that the colors, this purple teal gradient ombre, I forget which is which, um, is echoed in the ears. Once again, another pun. Another pun. I got it. Yeah. We pay for legs that are not exactly. So like don't kill your model parents in terms of your down here details because nobody's gonna really see it as much. You know what I mean? It's just they'll see it in artwork and standees, stuff like that, reference art, but most of the time they're gonna be much more familiar with here. Unless you got like a sitting toggle that you can have it be present. But I love it. I love the little glasses. I love a shaved eyebrow. Immediately feels so badass. I think it's really cool. I think it's effective. This is the pitch was old fashioned bat gaming person, and I feel like I immediately get that. Right? Yeah. My mama warned me about women like kiddo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Love it. Love it. Very successful design. Fabulous. Okay. So we have. All right. We got Meat Mommy. Delicious meats. Hiya, I'm Meat Mommy, a Midwestern millennial monster mommy that fell in a vat of toxic hot dog water. Sounds like a day in New York City. And now I have some hot dog tentacles, heavily inspired by 90s fast food and alternative fashion that I grew up loving. Yes. Meat Mommy. Meat Mommy. Immediately get fast food vibes, right? We got a little bit of vintage retroness, right? Little hat, little uniform, little roller skates. You know me, I'm a gal who loves a uniform and roller skates. Totally got the hot dog tentacles. And yes. So, a Midwestern millennial monster mommy that fell into a vat of toxic hot dog water. So the elevator pitch is, yeah, someone who became a eldritch horror basically by falling to a vat of hot dog water, and so they became a hot dog eldritch creature. I feel like that's very straightforward, and we see that. I definitely that's very clear, very horrifying with the face, but that is part of the appeal, right? That is definitely the appeal. It's definitely doing something for me. Um, cute uniform design. I do love the color. I love the choice that you made it orange. Cuz so many people's instinct in terms of a uniform, I'm calling myself out, is to do like white top kind of thing, right? And so I love that you chose orange. That's a very different color. And the color of orange and this lime green gives me very like 90s Nickelodeon in a great way. Because you said that was like 90s fast food was a big like inspiration. So it definitely makes me kind of feel that off the bat. hmm The hot dog tentacles look like earthworms. Not a bad thing, but you see hot dogs. I can see how you see that because of the lines of it, but I can also see how it seems long. I wonder if has anybody given you that note before that is what reminds them of it? Because these are obviously you're trying to emulate the sear lines on a hot dog on a grill. Like I see the inspiration. But I could also see the point in terms of why they thought maybe it was earthworms because it's literally right here in her logo. She has the hot dogs with the sear lines. It'd be pretty funny if you had the artwork, not gonna lie, if you had the artwork, if you had one where she had her hand like this and she was holding a bun and like the tip of one of them was like sliding into the bun. Maybe that would help communicate it. If it was like two-handed kind of thing, maybe if you had a piece of artwork like that. But I feel like I've seen you do lots of artwork of your VTuber. Very cute. Love Love the little apron. Definitely see the old inspo, right? Between like black scrunchie, black nails, 90s this plastic choker thing. So 90s, my goodness. And then, the fishnets and all that good stuff. Ketchup and mustard, little ankle decorations. Also, I just gotta say, I love seeing different body types in a VTuber reference. Love that. Love not afraid. Love a squish. Love seeing it in all the glory. I love it. It's great. I love seeing different body types represented in VTuber art. It's wonderful. It would be cute if she had a pet that was based on a hot dog, like a wiener dog. Oh, that's so cute. Like literally a wiener dog. Oh my God. Oh my God. That'd be so cute. Made out of wieners. That's a great suggestion. Obviously these are, we're just spitballing, but none of this is to say, I always like to say, none of this is not to say that designs aren't effective. Just like, we're, giving feedback as we do it. Things to think about. You could take it or leave it. You could be like, screw you, you crazy fucking dino lady. I'd be like, all right, valid, that's fine. And you could also be like, oh, whatever, that might be good. Yeah. Eldritch Wiener Dog, I love that. And you go on your little Eldritch hot dog adventures together. It's great. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Meat Mommy. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Hi, Miss Lala. I'm Captain Midnight of the Cozy Comet, a space cruise ship that allows people to find refuge and a safe place to be. As a side note, I draw all my designs and emotes and things myself. This character really combines my love of space and cats. So this is their reference sheet. And this is their little space pinup. I love 1960s inspired retrofuturism. Oh my God. I love 1960s retrofuturism. It is one of my favorite aesthetics. I've talked about this on stream before. One day I hope to have my own retrofuturistic design. I love it. Oh my God. I love the purple and lime combination. So cute. Your little ray gun. I love how big your hair is and you got the little cat ear sticking out of it. Like it just helps, like your silhouette is great, right? Because it goes big to now to like it's giving interesting. It's not just one note, right? It's giving a dynamic shape. Love your little kitty tail with all its little like rings around it. And that detail is mirrored in your bracelets and anklets and even in the design of your spacesuit. Oh my God, this is so freaking cute. I love it. I love it. It's adorable. I also love this. I love that you have this version where you go into like crazy space alien cat mode. Also, I'm just noticing these dino nuggies that are floating in there. That's very funny. But I do love that. Love the color combination. Scratches my brain big time. Love it. Love. And it looks like your hair has stars in it, like cosmic stars in it. That's very cute. But I love so color wise, A plus, really great. Love the inspo. I'm totally biased, but I love, 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 love vintage retrofuturism. So up my alley, right? Like Space Channel 5, Andre Courage, Space Age fashion. Like that's so I love. Big time. Um and yeah, it's just it's very lovely. I love it. It's so cute. And this pinup is everything. This pinup is so freaking cute. And I love this little planet. I mean, so cute. Of the cozy comet. That's really cute. I would like to encourage people. Um, there's certain adjectives that VTubers and I think streamers and content creators use all the time that they've now kind of lost their meaning. I do like it in this sense because Captain Midnight of the Cozy Comet, that sounds like a band name. That sounds like a comic book. Like I see the branding immediately. And this visual is so helpful. But cozy, chaotic, gremlin are three of some of the most use adjectives when it comes to somebody's content. And I encourage you when it comes to your own content and be instead of being like, I'm a little gremlin, I'm chaotic, I'm a cozy chaotic gremlin. I encourage you to find other descriptors for the content you like to do because they're so commonly used, it doesn't say anything specific of how you approach your content. Like cozy is different for a lot of people. I don't consider myself cozy in the typical sense of like, I don't play like, I don't play with a soft voice video games. I don't play like Stardew Valley. Like those I feel like are some of the things that first come to mind when you hear cozy, right? But some people have called me their cozy streamer because they feel safe and they just like the vibe here, right? So that's why it can be left up to interpretation. So just think about that when you're thinking about when you pitch yourself, how you want to come across and be specific in terms of what you're doing. Yeah. Midnight persona. Captain Midnight and the cozy comment. I'm here for you, honey. I love her. I love her. So great. Oh my God. So cute. I die. Super, super cute. Okay, we have Opalberry. Opalberry. I'm an abandoned juice box mascot. I was inspired a lot by mascot horror, and I really wanted to make something unique but still cute. Ooh, okay. So they're inspired by mascot horror, but I wanted to. So I don't know if their content is horror themed. Let's check them out. Okay. So they're an artist. So strawberries on her face that are fruit inclusions meant to look like blush. Oh, that's a very cute detail. Hood is an apple of the jacket. Uh-huh. Juice box details. Uh-huh. Very cute. There is a scar here. So I wonder if there's some lore. And this kind of looks like a straw. Like the tail looks like a straw or a straw wrapper. I think that this is very cute. I love a different kind of shape head. Very cute. I can imagine like the physics of this model, right? With the juice swishing around its little container. Like that could be so cute. Because they say that they're pre-debut, right? So very, very cute. Um, in terms of that, I love that the little like strawberry sticker is like supposed to represent like blush. I wonder if the juice would change depending on emotions. But I think it's very cute and very different. So very cute. Very cute, very different. And I do love a pink and green color combination. It just scratches my brain really well. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is Galaxia. Galaxia. Galaxia! Hello from space, Miss Lala. I'm a manifestation of the universe who is completely eyeless. I wanted to go for something alien, but it wouldn't be so scary and out of ordinary for human eyes. So I think this is super cool because it's eyeless, and I love that it's just like the solar system kind of vibe around, right? And I love that it's carried through the knee and the ankle. And then it has this other version where it's dark matter. I think this is so cool. I think the only thing I would have liked is that I would have loved to have some of these on the wrist too to help balance it also. It's like I want to put it on the wrist too. Or at least bring this gold detail into the wrist. But I think having the little like solar system baubles would have been neat. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is really, really cool. I like these markings. I like these markings. The only thing is that oh yes, I'm seeing. So like the over the so this over the this off shoulder detail of this fabric gets lost a little bit with the purple hair and the purple skin because it's not opaque, right? It's see through this fabric. So I feel like I would have, I think it's a cute idea, but it does get lost a little bit, in my opinion, against these elements. So I wonder, if you were to rethink it, it could be that this is a cuff, so it's over here, so you don't want anything visually competing with it, this ruffle detail, or you get rid of it and you can just elongate like the purple markings and stuff. But yeah, I feel like you lose this a little bit in the design. But I think it's very cool. I do like the concept of how this is. And once again, I imagine how the rig would be. I would love to see how these like little planets on this ring are, like how they move. Whether are they constantly circulating around your head, or are they in place and they just kind of bounce around? Like, what is the rigging for this? Because I think it could add some really cool physics to your design and to play around. You know what I mean? And how would your expressions be, right? Because if you're not having any eyebrows and stuff, how are you playing with that expression being communicated? I think it's an interesting design challenge, and I really look forward to seeing how you navigate that because it's very different. Yeah. We have Raystar! Lala! My VTuber centered around my passion for my sewing, as it has been a big part of my life, not only through being a cosplayer and gaining my degree in fashion/costume design, but also throughout my career as I've done work for production and costumes for film and television. A lot of my design takes inspiration from moments from my life or things I actually do use. Blue dress. The blue dress form I've had forever, the lines being tailor's tape, commonly used to find waistline, bust line, etc. Sheer fabric. Draping is one of my favorite form of pattern making, and my first cosplay was Unisongstress outfit from Final Fantasy X-2. I love how much detail she provided. DIY is represented with the gloves and the leggings. Red red shoes for the first time. My friends and I won Best in Show. I had actual red shoes. The scissors necklace is an actual tool I use when sewing. The star bag represents how I would always have a hip bag when doing fit-ins. Her hair is also based on the actual wig I used during my Maid Cafe days when we made our own uniforms. The red string of fate is my favorite myth, although it is commonly associated towards love. I found it can also represent those whom you are fated to meet. Thus, the concept of spirit guardian seamstress was born. Those whose string is attached to me are to be guided, whether something big or small. The pinky, the most seen on me, is my promise to guide everyone to their smiles. Very cute. Oh my God. This is so detailed in its lore and so thoughtful. Hi, Spicy. Hello. I love it. I love a thought. This is the most detailed this is the most detailed lore we've had on a design yet, and explanation for details. Um Definitely can see this caught my eye because I already saw right off the bat how this had the markings of a mannequin. These are literally like the drape line, so that's really cute. The measuring tape belt, the spools of thread here, you know, all these details are really, really cute. I love these little earrings, the little um the spool of thread and the thimble, adorable star theme. It's very cohesive. I just wish that you have this lovely red shoe and it's part of her logo, right? It's like a key color in the color palette of her logo. And Ray, if you watch this, I'm just sharing. I would love to see this carried up here. Like, is there a way to see red on the earrings or in the hair somewhere? We see it here, but it's a very, this is such a big, big, it's a very big focus of red down here that I would love to see it include, like, carried all the way through. You know what I mean? But it's really, really cute. Very cute. I mean, I feel like it's very clear. So she is like a guardian for those, so it's like a magical girl, a cosplay magical girl in a way. Red lip wood pop. I love me a red lip. I love me a red lip. Yeah, I think like I feel like that would be like the only thing I would say that you would want to carry that through. You know what I mean? Mhm. Cuz I love that this looks like a shooting star, has the logo here, and it has the red string here. But this is such a fine detail, so proportionally it doesn't carry as much visual weight, you know? Even if she was to add right here at the center, right here, like a red like brooch, like a red jeweled brooch right here, or a red lip. A red lip would be fire though. May I introduce you to red lipstick, please? Please use red lipstick. Red lipstick is the power of confidence. I love it. Yeah, I do think. Yeah, I do like. She has the red spool here, and I feel like yes, if it was here, that would help carry the weight of it, like the balance of the red by the face, because I feel like you need that a little bit. Mm-hmm. To kind of have the visual through line. That being said, I definitely get Magical Girl from this. Very cute. I love that it's so specific in its reference, and that's very clear. Like you're not looking at this and being like, "Oh, this right here, this is clearly a Warhammer VTuber." Like, you know what I mean? It's very clear that the inspiration is so sorry, excuse me. The inspiration is sewing. It's garment making because there's very specific nods to that. The ponytails are very cute. It gives you the sense of optimism, happy go lucky, very sweet. Um so I definitely get that. Mhm. But yeah, I feel like and obviously this I do like this detail within the logo where it is the star is like the red thread in the needle, and she narratively has this point of the red thread that is guiding people. Very cute. Yes, because like you said, yeah, we don't see the bottom half often. Exactly. If you just cut this off, right here, you wouldn't see all these cool details. So we need something up here. And you still get the sewing nods because of the details of the top, the scissor necklace, and the spool and the thimble earrings. Like that still is communicated, but I think color wise, we do need a red, a little touch, a little kiss, a little kiss. But it's great. It's adorable. And once again, you can take it or leave it. Art is subjective. You can take what I say, throw it to the garbage. I'm not gonna be hurt. My feelings are not gonna be hurt. All right, we have keto. Sounds like fun. I'm Keto, a martial artist themed after a blue and orange poison dart frog. I wanted to convey the idea of a martial artist using street clothes instead of martial arts gi or fight gear. The hair color and style are loosely based on myself IRL. I feel like I'm looking at like a Pokemon trainer and their Pokemon. Like it's so tied together so well, you know? Like the trainer and the little like mascot. Keto. It's so cute. Keto style that, you have this little frog with a little nose tape in the logo. Oh, there we go. See? Little nose tape. So cute. New Street Fighter characters is dropped. Absolutely. I think so. I love how the paint, like the colors here, definitely remind me of Tree Frog, and I like the paint splatters. Definitely see that it's very clear that this person is a fighter, right? I'm not expecting this person to go bake a cake in the kitchen. This is a fighter. Like that is very clear and is communicated very strongly in this design. Um, I I would have loved to have seen some of this, like, teal color maybe in the shoes because it's such a strong color that plays throughout. I would have loved to see, like, these colors the shoes pop more, but once again, we don't really see shoes, it's not really as big of a deal, but if in terms of just kind of tying it in and, like, elevating it so it doesn't just feel like store shoes with a frog logo on it just to make it feel a little different. Um, I would say that, but I like it. I like the dark teal with the lighter teal, the yellow details. You got a little bit of the asymmetricalness with the symmetry, super cute, and you totally look like a little duo. That's very effective. Your mascot is very well designed to match your brand. Yeah, I love this little mascot. It's so cute. I like his little face. Yeah! So cute. Well done. Well done. Well designed. I feel like it's very well balanced color wise and things like that. And it's nice. It's nice to see. I feel like there was definitely a trend in VTuber designs where a lot of them took inspiration from like Hoyoverse character design and how they came across. So it's cool to see something that isn't just like a hoodie and jeans, like and that you put personality in this. So well done. Well done. Although I do want to see you have a keto onesie because I think that would be really cute. Yeah. Yeah, himbo golden retriever vibe. Yeah. Give us that himbo golden retriever vibe. Yeah, boy. We have Taehungi. Hi, Lala. I'm a tiger from Korean minhwa art and folk tales. When tigers used to smoke persimmons magpie, smash with a nostalgia for 90s fast food aesthetic. Ooh, a second 90s fast food aesthetic. Very cute. Even though I was scared of persimmons, I've moved past that fear to make my own burgie place. Oh, these are persimmons. Oh, I see. So I see all this food. I see. I see. I love the design. I think it's really cool. The one thing I will say is I definitely see like I definitely see the Korean fashion inspiration, right? With this and the overall look. I don't see so much the 90s fast food aesthetic within this design. I don't know if that's like a big part of their branding. Like they work in food. I can kind of see that because they have an egg here and a fork here, and they have the persimmon as part of their logo. But I don't really necessarily see like 90s fast food right off the bat. That doesn't seem to be as clear to me. That's not to say that this is an effective design. I think it's very effective. I love that. I love the design of the like set, this jacket and pants set, like, I would like to own this. Very well designed, like, that is just a cool outfit, like, that is a solid cool outfit, you know? And you know how we were looking at that other design right before this one, and I mentioned the shoes? You see, what I like about these shoes is that it really ties into the established color palette that this person designed, right? The overall look. This really ties in very well. Mhm. Yeah. And I love the expression, super cute. I just wonder and I like the tail. So, I feel like there's just some details that I feel like that aren't as clear, like, if I saw this as the mascot, Persimmon, it doesn't really necessarily make me think of your Brandon. Right? Because how does this tie into your overall VTuber brand besides you just having one hanging persimmon on your tail? You know what I mean? It's not as clear. That's not to say that this design isn't cute. I just feel a little bit of a visual disconnect between the two. So just things to think about, right? But maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's clearer for other people too. Thank you. Aha! Found one of yours. I found one of yours. Great. We have Hosushi Hiten. Hosushi Hiten. Hosushi Hiten. Hi, Miss Lala. I'm a star cow VTuber. I soar through the clouds and stars, bringing good dreams and good vibes to everyone in need. So cute, so cute. You know, if you've been watching, I love me a straightforward uh design, something that isn't too over designed and complicated. See, immediately cow ears, cow horns. Okay. Love the pop of color of the eyes and the sea of orange, right? That's a very nice color combination. Cow print shirt is very straightforward. You know, we have the celestial details. So Star Cow is there. Very cute overall design. The only thing I'll say is that the tail feels more lion than cow, and I think that's because of the color. Because I know that cow tails have fur. Um, but because of the color, it makes me feel this reads more lion than cow. That's one of the just the main thing I feel. But it's very cute. I love how much this teal pops. I actually would love to see this teal somewhere else in the design. It's such a gorgeous color. Yeah, yeah. I could also be not I am not an expert in the bovine arts, so I don't know if this actually is from a literal cow, and I don't know. It's based off of a Highland cow. Highland cow. What about a lowland cow? I'm just being obnoxious. Okay, Highland cow? I don't know about Highland cow. Oh. Okay, let me pull this up so people know what I'm looking at. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I see. So this is a Highland cow for reference. I'm trying to do this so it doesn't block your design too much, honey. So this is a Highland cow. So now seeing this, it makes a lot of sense. However, I feel like here's the thing. When you um look at the tail of a Highland cow isn't like a thin with a poof. It's like furry all the way down. And this tail, like that feels much like how a lion's tail does look like. You know what I mean? Um, and I love the shagginess of this fur. I do see how the collar here is inspired by clouds, right? I think that's what you were going for. But I would have loved to see more of this texture from this cow evident in the design. And because, yellow, tan, orange are colors we associate with lions, I think that may also contribute to a little bit of brand confusion. This is as someone who has a pigeon model who everyone thinks is a penguin model. So this is also based, that's where I'm also coming from, where I've been confused many a time because of things like that. Yeah. But it's very cute. Very, very, very cute. Yeah. Okay. We got okay, who else? Who else? Let me see who else. We got Rizu! Meow meow, motherfuckers! I'm Rizu Mayonaka. I was once a tabby cat with a dream to share my art with the world. So I wish upon the moon and stars and became a cat girl idol. My idol outfit is inspired by Gothic Lolita with elements of moon and stars throughout. So this is Rizu. I love design reviews because, obviously having the I love having it from people who really value the point of view of everyone who submits, right? Like I've sometimes I've seen some people give feedback and they're just like jerks. And it's just like that's not the point of this. Like, these things are to uplift people, and I think it's to here's the thing, when you're in the creative field, it's so fun to bounce ideas off of other people because somebody might give you an idea that you didn't even think of and it might make your art better. You know what I mean? Or how you approach your storytelling better. Like that is a wonderful thing. It's a way to connect with people and also helps hone in your taste and it helps you think outside of the box. And I love it. I love doing like feedback sessions with people and being like, "Oh, what about this? What about this?" Like I really don't feel like a first iteration is going to be the right one. It's always going to take several notes to get where I want somewhere to be, you know? So listen, I went to fashion school in New York City. You don't have to tell me about what horse. I had this teacher. Oh my God. She was like Edna Mode, but not in the fun, like sassy way that you feel empowered. No, this woman who was like 4'11, she used to be one of the premier fashion illustrators in the 80s. She walked around like she run this fucking school. She's walking around, you'd go in, and she'd be like, "Look around, only three of you, if that, will succeed in the fashion industry." And I was like, "Whoop." And when we would submit projects, she was like, "Why are you wasting my time presenting me garbage?" And it's like, "What? I did like your 15-piece collection assignment that took me like 2 weeks and no sleep to complete." She's like, "You're presenting garbage to me." Like, no mincing of words. And oh boy, does it feels like doodle caca served piping hot to be told those things after you sacrifice and work so hard on something. Yeah. But here's the thing. People like that, maybe I'm just a masochist, but I feel like what's good is that people who challenge yourself to do better are good in your life. You don't want to just surround yourself with yes people, right? People who challenge you to be like, what if we did X, Y, and Z or something like that. But also, Rizu, I promise I'm going to get to your design. I promise. But um, it just makes you a better artist, and there's effective communication methods in which to do that. And to be said, I still haven't received harsher criticism in my entire career than from that tiny fashion illustrator teacher I had in college, but that's okay. It made me taking critique a lot easier. Uh, but anyway, so Rizu, it is so clear right off the bat that you are a cat girl idol. It's very clear. Very clear. We see right off the bat, we see your cat ears, we see an idol outfit. I see the Gothic Lolita inspo. It is very, very clear. It is super clear. Yes. It is very, very clear. Yes. I don't think there's any confusion about your lore and how it is executed. Um, you know, I would love to see different idol outfits of your model, like just different iterations, in terms of, when I think of what's that fucking show with all the girl, what is it? Oh, Love Live. They have like 15 million different fucking outfits. Like I would love to see I would love to see other like idol iterations of Rizu and just see how they would all look, cuz this is great. This feels very classic idol, like it checks off what you were trying to communicate very clearly. Yeah. Yeah. Very cute. Very cute. Yeah. The only thing I would say, no, you have it clear. I'm just seeing here you have the moon brooch. I was like, all your lovely star details down here. I would like to see it more here, but I see it up here. I just missed it. You have a moon brooch, you have a little moon earring here. I missed that. So you have that. I imagine your outfit to be very sparkly, which is great. Nice and sparkly. Very cute, very cute. And I do like the little pink lipstick. That is very nice. Nice little change of the color. Very cute. Very cute. Yeah, it's very cute. It matches. I see very clearly. You told me the story and I see it. There's no confusion. Yeah. I love it. Very nice. Well done. Wonderful. Like, I'm trying to scroll through of these like 500 names is crazy. I was not prepared for this level of feedback. Okay. All right, pancake charms. Pancake. What is this? How can you have the name pancake and I don't see a fucking pancake? That's crazy. That's crazy work, man. That's crazy. That's crazy work. I want to see homie dripping in fucking syrup. What is this? I understand that this design is incredibly handsome and very cool, and I love an orange and blue color combo, but where the fuck are the pancakes? Where the fuck are my pancakes? You showing up, you telling me pancakes submitting their design to a diner waitress? I have expectations. I have expectations. In all seriousness, this is great. I'm Pancake Charms. You can call me Pancake for short. I'm a tech and gotcha game obsessed human VTuber. My design was intended to have any cyber or techie elements to it, hence the orange stripes on the pants and the circuit board on the necktie. Ignore that my PFP is not me. Charity goals. Well, now I'm going to have to click. What do you have? What the? Okay, now I have to evaluate this because you are the one who put attention to it. So now we have to evaluate this. I don't make the rules. You know, if you don't bring it up, then I wouldn't have known to check. But you did bring it up. So now I gotta check. So first we're gonna evaluate this one model you have, apparently. Which, by the way, this one at least got circular disc, which looks at least relatively in the world of pancakes. So maybe this is a better representation of your brand. Neela, thank you for Mwah! Thank you, 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 thank you. Crazy, crazy. I love you're like, please don't look at this thing. We do listen, we have purple and green, nice color combination. We love that. Purple and green make a nice color combination. It follows the VTuber rule if we want lots of detail around on the upper body, not on the lower body, because that's what you're going to be seeing most of the time on stream. So this follows that rule. They got some nice makey up, right? They beat their face to the gods, hunty, right? Look at that. Look at that beat. Look at that beat. Look at that contour. Look at that contour. Getting ready for that Baldur's Gate 3 ball. You know what I'm saying? It's serving like Githyanki realness. Serving. Oh, that was great. I love it. But pancake. First of all, great reference sheet. Whoever did the art of this is fab. Definitely get techwear very off the bat. Pancake. Have you worn a tie? You wear a tie, IRL? Do you wear a tie, honey? Not that much? Okay, I can tell. You know why? Because why isn't the tip of this tie touching the top of this belt? I'm giving Pancake a lot of shit because I love Pancake and I know them. Why is the tip of this tie not touching the tip of this belt? That's tie wearing 101. What is this? The other ones do? Hold on, let me see. That's not your belt. What is it? Okay, here in the chibi. I see it here in the chibi. Okay, I see it here in the chibi. Okay. I see it here in the chibi. Okay. Gotta have this on your ref sheet though. You're giving this to artists. They're gonna be giving you as if somebody took a scissor to your tie. No, in all seriousness, this is a great, very cool design. Um, very handsome. Handsome. I think this orange detail is really cool. I would love to see it carried to the top half too. Because if we only see you once again from like the top half, we wouldn't know that you had orange details. So I would love to see this carried up through. Is it that does your tie change colors? Like, does it go from blue to orange? Like, or is that a toggle? That'd be cool. or even maybe a little bit on the jacket to include the orange because I love it. It's very classic combo. Like a tie mood ring? It could be. It could that is a really cool idea, right? Because if they're tech, right? I think that's really interesting. I haven't really seen that before. Or like the tie could, if you had it in a few different colors, you could toggle it to match certain expressions, right? Like if you're surprised, it's a color. If you're angry, it's a color. If you're like turned on for lack of a better word, it doesn't change color, it could be something cool like that where it's tied to some of the emotional toggles of your model and it just adds like a fun visual and story beat for your character. um because you could be like, I'm not I'm not turned on, but your tie is like giving off, like you're like, I'm not. No, they don't have a. I don't start sweating when I see Silas topless in Love and Deep Space, but your like tie clearly is communicating that you are. I think it could set up for like some fun bits that way. Um, but I like that the design isn't too overcomplicated. I really do. I like that your hair is two-tone, it matches like your outfit pretty perfectly. I think my main thing is like how can you play with the tie for that theming and bring in some of this color. This is hidden. If you're just streaming, we see your top half. Let's see some of that on top. Yeah. Like this is really neat. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Mhm. Yeah. And put some pancakes on your design. It's crazy. You have a pancake toggle. Thank you. Thank you for submitting pancake. Thanks for being a good sport. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. That was fun. That was very silly and fun. Okay, who else? Who else is a victim here that I know is hanging out? Who else? Whose asses am I gonna get? Come here. Come here. Who else is here? I'm looking. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm looking for the names that are hanging out in chat. Let's see. Let's see. We got you. Okay, so we have this is Velociraptor twins, right? This is you? Yes, correct? Correct? Okay, great. Miss Lala, nice to meet you. We are Jazz and Rosie Raptor, the retro twin Velociraptors. As the one who designed our characters, I'd love to hear your opinion. Oh, you said, oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you for the compliment. That's very sweet of you. All right, so we got twins. We got twins, twin Raptors. Okay. I'm seeing the details here. Feathered. We're retro twin velociraptors. So when you say retro, since you're here, you get to answer questions that I have for you. Was there a specific era or inspiration in terms of the aesthetic? 90s. 90s inspiration. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. I see, I see. Okay. 90s inspo was what were some other visual inspirations behind these designs? Tell me like why did you want to go in this specific color palette direction between the two of you? Um what like tell me more. Tell me more about tell me more about you. Pitch yourself. What's going on here? What's the inspo? What's the lore? Dígame. Okay, base our models on ourselves as well as clothes we already own or would wear. Red and black are my favorite colors. Okay. I love ribbons and Gothic Lily and Rosie owns that jacket IRL. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the heads up. So I would love to see, I'm going to present you a little design challenge. And that is, I think these are great. I think they have strong concepts separately. But if you're branding yourself as a duo together, right? I would love to see something that ties you together visually besides just the theme of raptors. like whether it's color, a certain motif. Like, I love the idea of like a more femme design and contrasted by like a more tomboy design. I think that's really cool. I feel like if you're branding yourself together as a duo, like what um how do you make yourselves feel like a package deal? So for instance, a good example is the Abiscar twins of Hololive, right? They're twins that brand themselves as twins, and they are similar, but they have differences, right? So, but the thing they have a similar aesthetic, different color palettes, right? One is more blue, one has more pink. And I'm not saying one needs to be blue and one needs to be pink. You could totally stay with like the cool colors. But I would say find the through line that connects you two so that people can, because right now I feel like you're both standalone designs and there isn't something that's connecting you besides Rapta. We're more retro on our streams, like the Jazz Cup Couch and CRTV. Oh, I see. Yes. I guess it kind of because we want to have our own personality show that, but yeah, we're also twins. You can totally have your own personality show through. Like when I look at these two, they are very different. One way that you could do it literally is like if you were to keep the designs, because these are two very different people, right? Even if I was to make both of these designs black and white, right? If I took out all the color and desaturated them, right? They're both two very different designs. Very different. So I see clear personality. This is the girl, like this is the raptor who's looking at a magazine, laying on her tummy, legs kicking, doing her nails, like, and she's up to date on trends. This one is like the one who's grabbing someone at the bar by their t-shirt and getting into a fight, exaggerating and generalizing, right? But they're very clear, right? But one way you can do it is, for instance, like you already have a little bit of overlap in that you both have the color black. But I think if you both like stayed within a same color palette, but the balance was different, maybe that's a way to make it seem tied together, you know? Yeah, I do like how the ahoge goes in opposite directions. I think that's very cute. Yeah, Fuwo and Mokoko have matching designs, but they both have a lot. Exactly, exactly. And there's people who prefer, like, oh, I like the energy of Fuwawa versus Mokoko, right? Like, not like, like I'm an Abiscar fan, Abiscar twin fan, and I like Fuwawa. And so, like, when people ask, they're like, "Oh, which twin do you like?" You know, like which one is like, if you have a preference. And it just kind of depends, right? And people kind of find, and you can have your own branding within it. But I'm not going to tell you whether it's a skin color or whatever. I think it's an exercise for you to kind of play with, because it's very clear you have two different personalities. That is very clear. And they're both very cute, right? You have the silhouette down, right? We have, this is casual streetwear. You got the teeth like a raptor. You know, I do love seeing, I love when people embrace like the animal um vibes of their inspiration, right? Love that. So this silhouette is telling a story. I get it. As is this one. It's very femme, very cute, but also sexy. So I'd say, what becomes a through line? And I think that's a fun experiment for you to do together. And it doesn't mean you have to totally like redo your stuff. I think it's just like, think about it. You can play around with it in fan art. Like, that's what I like to do. If I'm like, oh, I'd like to get an art of this to see how I play around with something before if I want to commit to it. If you want, when you two are like, you like, you have big pant bottom here. That's a big silhouette. It'd be really cool when you're together that if you were to exaggerate the sleeve here and here or whatever, it's like it like diagonally would match in a way, silhouette wise, right? You have like that similar element that carries through. That's like a fun idea you can experiment. You know, I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall. You don't have to. You can wipe that wall clean. You don't have to take any of these ideas. But I'm just throwing, you know, just it's just play around. That's a wonderful. Here's the wonderful thing about VTubing. You fucking play around. You see what works. See what doesn't work. See what resonates with you. You know what I mean? And also I'm saying this as like, you know, uh as things to consider. My word is not law. Just things to consider. Um, you know, but I think you're both very cute and very cool. Yeah, matching eye color, that's really neat. I love when a twin design has like literally like control C, control V, but it's different. Like the ahoge is really cute. That it's in different directions. Yeah. Yeah. I think yeah, just play around. Well done. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for submitting. Thank you for submitting. But your instincts are there. Your instincts are there. Just play with it some more. That's all. Yeah. Okay. We have Jewelry Box. Jewelry Box. Hi, I'm a nomad with a compass, your virtual tour guide to VR chat. My outfit consists of many jewelry, a belly dancing skirt, and layers to mix and match, so I have many outfits in one. Here's a video showcase to show the combinations. Ooh, okay. Oh, wait, wait. Oh, oh. I like that last one. I like that last one you be showing off. Um, Okay, so you are a nomad with a compass, your virtual tour guide to VR chat. Ah, okay. Jewelry box, you're here in chat, yes? Think I saw you. Yes, you are here. So, tell me. So you are a guide to VR chat. That's what you're known for, yes? That's your branding. That's what um yeah? What were some of your inspirations? Why did you choose specifically this aesthetic to go with? Shantae from Half Genie, Half Hero, Shell from El Dorado, Esmer. Okay, I see the vision board. I see the vision board very clearly. Awesome. Great. Well, so definitely get all those inspirations really get those inspirations really clearly. And I do love how much your eyes pop. That's gorgeous. I see it. Love the long hair. Very cool. I see this compass and I see the green here. And I would love to I would love to cuz is VR chat green or is it like a teal color? The branding of VR chat cuz you specifically want to be the virtual tour guide to VR chat, right? So I feel like something that could have helped that storytelling a little better is if you're matching the teal, which is already in your color palette, by the way. Here, I realize you can see my cursor. You already have teal in your color palette, right? And we're not really seeing green in a lot of other areas. I feel like if you had done that, then it would have been clear how that ties into that. If you wanted to showcase that, you know what I mean? Um I also this is just such a beautiful this skirt, like these colors are so pretty. I would have loved like if you did teal up here, right? Let's say you put the little teal accessory up here. You had this and then your shoes also brought in some of these colors. I feel like that could have that's just a nice through line within the design. Or if you wanted to keep this green because it's a beautiful green and it looks so beautiful against your skin tone, you could just lean into that. But I would love to see this elsewhere too. Maybe it's a ring on the hand. Maybe, maybe it's an anklet on the foot. But it's such a beautiful color. I'd love to see it carried throughout the design. And or if like I said, if you had the teal, you already have teal here, you can just bring it up or down. Yeah. Mhm. I think it's yeah, because I think it's very, very pretty, very, very beautiful design, right? The color palette is already there. It's very great. I see the vibe. I also like straight up, I would love to see like I don't know if you had considered this, and I'm sure like the physics of I mean, you have a long skirt, but I would love to see like, I'm envisioning, like, "Let me be your guide," and you're like you have this huge fucking veil, right, that goes from, like it's like a high-low veil. It goes from up here and, oh, it goes down here, and it's, like, 50 feet long, and you're this mysterious guide, and you're introducing people, and then you can, like, reveal yourself, and then you have I'm just getting carried away because you're giving me a lot of ideas. But I'd like, I'd push that, and this is, like this is like the amulet that helps travel people or whatever and allows to give the directions and not literally like just a compass, but also as like a mythical accessory kind of that. I feel like you could totally have fun with that. For sure. For sure. You know? Man, if this woman came to me and was like, "Let me be your guide," I was like, "Yes, I'm on my knees. Give me a leash. I'm good. Bark bark." I mean, respectfully, of course. Respectfully, of course. Respectfully. But yeah, I definitely think if you did like I love like uh in this remember in because Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame, remember her outfit? I think she even has do I am I remembering that correctly? Because she like kind of hides her identity and then she reveals it. Am I making that up? It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But it's just a nice element to add that adds a level of mysticism or things like that. And like someone who guides you through different planes, I feel like automatically has an air of mystery to them. So, I feel like that would just be a fun way to play with. And it's just a toggle, and I also think it's just very pretty. And I think your model could totally rock it. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful design. It's very pretty. And I think this is really fun. Like, hold on. Of course, I started the one way, but like, let's say, like, if you had that, like, once again, it's a toggle that can be mixed and matched with your other accessories. Like, how cool would it be just wearing like basically the bikini outfit with all like the jewelry, and then you have this giant veil? How cunty is that? That's so solidly cunty. It's like so sick. Think of the drama, the drama. Like that's what and that's what I'm chasing. That's what I'm chasing. Yeah. So there you go. So just some ideas to play with. But great. It's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for your patience too. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Nepcalico! This is my 3.0 design that I worked with 1908 FM. We had so many ideas, and she helped me narrow down everything down to what I feel perfectly fits me. The straps, gloves, and bottoms represent Miku, and the outfit as a whole encapsulate the vibe of music I love to listen to. I'm also a big fan of a bit of allure. So, of course, I had a little charm thrown on with the crop top. And the buttons represent what I love the LGBTQIA plus dash, and of course, men. God, men loving men is so gay. Happy Pride. Uh, Nep! Happy Pride! Happy Pride! We are buffet sexual here at the diner. So tell me, Nep, I remember going to cons in, like, the early 2000s, and they'd have these shirts that'd be like, "Yowie is gay," and I always chuckled every time I saw him. I was like, "Oh my god, so funny." Nep, you gotta tell me. You gotta. Thank you for telling me the background of the design inspo, but tell me, because I remember Nep when they were like a cafe owner. So I want to know, has the lore shifted? What is the change? Díjame, baby. Tell me what's going on. Oh my god, yaoi paddles? Don't open up that box of trauma. I went to conventions where cosplayers not consent was not even introduced, and you were glumped for even entering the convention center. Ah, sweet cosplay memories. I don't know. Those hands look pretty big to me. Look pretty big to me. I call my husband's hands Missy Yowie hands. That's what he's known as. When we do our TCG days and I'm opening packs and he comes to collect the cards to sleeve them, he shows us his wonderful, wonderful elongated fingies and Yowie hands. Okay, goody. Here we go. It's still cafe themed, but I'm working on the lore a bit with my friend. But basically, this shift is going to be tied to the pastries within the establishment and Nep's presence in the cafe. So keep tuned on that. Wink wonk. Got it. Got it. Okay. So you're still a part of the cafe. So, but we're in what way is still to be seen? Copy. Okay. I guess buns are gonna be on the menu. You thought this jacket could hide the buns. We know I see what's happening over here. I see. You're gonna be serving buns on that fucking bakery menu. I see. Don't who do you think who do you think you're hiding from? Who do you think you're hiding from? We know. We know. We know what's going on there. Okay. So, one of the points I've been mentioning, like I love a through line in the design where something moves your eye. Here's an excellent example. Nep has red as an accent color within this design, so it goes from the tippy top of the head to the chest to the waist and to the boots. So I love that it does carry through all the way, which is really great. Um, I love the nods to Miku. It's really clear. These color and also literally just reminds me of just her hair. Yeah, I definitely see. This reminds me of that. This totally gives me like a you gave me a Vocaloid design, but I feel like you'd be the Vocaloid member who comes and joins and corrupts some of the other ones, and you're like, "Just hang out with me, Poppy. Imma show you what it means to be an adult." Even though they're all consenting adults, I think. I don't know, they're computer programs. I don't know. But you look like trouble. You look like trouble. So I love the color palette. I love how consistent it is through the design. There's a lot of detail to look at without it being overwhelming. So, for instance, I love the asymmetry of your pins and badges. That they're different designs and it's not an equal amount and they're different sizes. So that provides some kind of visual interest. But I do like that overall it's a very clean design and balanced. I love this back detail. It's a shame that we don't get to see. I hope that if you're embracing music, maybe we see some MMD stuff from you, right? Especially if you like Vocaloid stuff. I'd love to see that because then this is just wonderful detail. I'd love to just see more of it. Like, this is so cool design. Yeah, I love that. I would love to see that. And I also think it'd be really fun because seeing these straps and these chains moving, like the physics of them on a model, I think would be so fab. Yeah. It's great, but I love the boots, love that chest. Look, I love this. This is I love this. We got rainbow flag, man chest, pussy. We got it all. It's a full, well-rounded experience in this design. The only thing I was wondering is like, I don't know, I see, I'm gonna be real, I see no bakery in this design unless this is a bakery that is like, I don't know, being served a different kind of bun. That's the only thing I'd say. That's why I was wondering if you were still sticking with the bakery lore. I'm very curious to see how this all ties in together. But, That's basically it. It's great. It's a great design. I love this. I think this is probably my favorite design I've seen in terms of the different iterations of NetNet. I think it's my favorite for sure. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, and great expressions too. Yeah, your artist did a fab job. Fab job. So we have the Cheshire Cat VT. Greetings, Alice. I'm your Cheshire Cat for the journey. My current furs are still being concepted by yours truly, so please pardon the mess. Please, you should have said so. Please pardon the mess. Come on. My inspirations was the gothic, horrific nature, whilst bearing little nods to other mad ones. Oh, great! Immediately gets -1 out of 10 for missed cat pun. Terrible. Absolutely. No, just kidding. This is really fucking cool. Not gonna lie. This is awesome. So, I love this. This is so different and so cool. Plus 10 for I'm gonna how do I ban my head Discord kitten? How do I time out my head Discord kitten? So we have I love this is so cool. I love the face in the two forms. And please, you said that you're still working out and finalizing the concept. Please do not lose the concept of how this face looks. I love how it looks when it's fully a cat, and then I love how it looks when you reveal like a more humanoid face. So fab. Love that. And the pop of the teal against the dark. Ooh, very cool. You said you're still working on some of the ideas. Totally fine. Definitely notice some of that, the horror Alice game reference for sure. Definitely see that. I see a lot of this. I think don't overcomplicate this design. I think this teal skeletal thing, I think this is taking away from what I want to see underneath. You got some really cool design motifs here. You got these purple and striped pants. You got what looks like a tuxedo top. Those details are going to be lost if you keep this skeletal kind of thing going on top. I think it could be a detail that you can include, but I want to see what's going on underneath here. It's so powerful. You don't want to do something that hides your really fabulous and brilliant instincts. I love this fucking self-serving the teacup being poured vertically, like the tea is coming from the teacup into the teapot. Like really neat. At least to the extent that it is currently. Like you could still have this idea because the pop of the teal is great and I love it being carried through. But maybe it's not as prominent and it's a little bit its hand is a little lighter, so to say. Like I see here, like over here, I see it as more like a shoulder detail on one shoulder, but it doesn't completely cover up. I should have, when Mousy does these, she's so smart. She has this giant ruler. I need to do this and have I should have my pen here so I can point to things. So all of this is just so fab. I love the pop of the teal. I think that's such a smart way to provide a nice bold color contrast. And I like what's happening here, but don't cover what's happening here completely because then why do you have like this shirt, the blazer, you know what I mean? You're hiding those details. I think you can use it as accent points. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I love how dynamic this is fucking sick. This is so cool. It definitely gives like villain vibes, you know? Villain vibes, very different, very eye-catching. You know, I can't wait to see this finalized and moving because I feel like these big shadow what are these hands? Like like they move instead of the actual art, like, that'd be just so cool. Yeah, it'll be so terrifying. Concept is really cool, very solid concept. Um, Looking forward to see it. I do love this reference over here that you put over on this side where it's like a bit of mute it's colorful but very more muted as if the fabric is aged and stuff. given the style that you're leaning into, I definitely think I'd love to see that within the textiles of the design. A lot of your instincts are super strong. So, love that. But there you go. Uh, very cool design. Well done. So, we just started looking at Blazet with cute tuba reviews. My too. I haven't done one of these before. I was like, I thought I'd done a VTuber design review, and I was like, I've never done one. I've done smash or passing, not VTuber design. I was like, how badly can this VTuber break this bed? That was a yeah that anyway, we're here evaluating the creative and imagination integrity of these VTubers, okay? Um, so there you go. Anyway, Blazette, look at Blazette, look how cool Blazette is. Hi, Lala. I'm Blaze at Midnight, the lightning dragon queen with a title of royalty given to her by her nation and peers, but with a down to earth personality. Normally, she wears casual and loose fitting clothing, but this is her bunny fit. Her fit is inspired by the anime girl in bunny suit trend, only with respects to things Blazette likes, such as hoodies, boots, gloves, and her favorite season being winter. Also, her horn and tail design are nods to her lore, where hurtful past life experiences may have left a mark, but she continues to move forward. Blazette! Blazette Midnight. I'm looking respectfully. So we have, listen, one of my favorite, for me, Blazette's iconic detail is this blue ombre design she has in her hair. I love it. It's so beautiful. I love her curls. And I love that it carries through like this is so consistent with her tail. I love that. I love that this is such a consistent detail that goes throughout her look. It's very strong. It's a very nice color combination. You know, she has his skin tone, and with the blue, and then like the deeper value of it, it's just very pretty. I've always thought that about her design. Um, and we love a snow bunny look. I think it's really fun. I think this is, this when hearing the lore of a lightning dragon queen, right? I feel like this feels like she's going off on a snow bunny adventure kind of outfit, right? Like a filler episode in her anime arc. Not like the main outfit I would imagine this person being in, but I think specifically she did mention that, and I believe this is her most recent outfit. That I think this is a newer outfit. Um, but it's so cute. I love it. Love this little thigh garter. That is also celestial themed. Yes, love that. Matching the choka. Very cute. Very cute. The gold eyes. We love gold eyes here. Nice pop of color. I love that it carries through to the nails and the gold details. Um, but we were looking at three principles, right? Silhouette, color, and shape language. And for silhouette, I think the tail really helps give this it gives it a nice dynamic read, right? With the horns too. So it doesn't just feel like just a human. I think it adds a little something something. Colors are great. I've mentioned this before. I like when there's a very clear color palette and it's not like every single color thrown at something and or every single detail thrown at something because it can be very visually overwhelming and you can kind of lose you can get lost in that plot a little bit. Um and here's not to say that colorful designs aren't effective. You just have to be really careful of how you visually balance it. There's tons of clown VTubers who do it really, really well. Um, but there has to be like a through line. So I do love the strong contrast of the white with the brown and the blue, and immediately reads winter. Totally see that with like the fuzzy details. But the stark white is such a nice contrast. So I do love this color palette quite a bit. I'm also just noticing how the flame on the tail matches like the tip of the horns, and that's really nice. And these pink elements then help tie that in too. Shape language wise, this is all really cute. I would almost like to see this hoodie even bigger, like to play with the silhouette, and because she has so much fabulous hair, I feel like playing with the size of hoodie could help make a more impactful silhouette on this. But that's a small note and a small detail. But overall, I feel like it's a very effective look. Yeah. So very nice. Very nice. Beautiful done. Beautifully done. Beautiful. Mwah. And we have that one. We have Demon Queen Vivi! Sending you the love, Lala. I'm currently doing a space werewolf version of myself. She's a genetically engineered mech pilot who has had her DNA spliced with the alien wolf to give her heightened senses when she's piloting her mech. 80s/90s anime inspired. Excuse me, I'm just gonna go have to get my Omegaverse certification card. Please give me a moment. I will be right back. This is fine. It's fine. It won't take very long. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's okay. I listen. Sorry. Yeah. It's just there's like I'm appreciating art, okay? I'm appreciating art. And sometimes art just gives you a visceral reaction, okay? But I heard Space Werewolf and it just did things to me, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Respectful. We said respectful. Right. Okay. Happy Pride. Happy Pride. So we have Space Werewolf by Demon Queen Vivi Meg Pilot. Okay, so that's this artwork. And then they also have. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Oh no. Hmm. Hmm. I'm trying very hard. Demon Queen Vivi. So Demon Queen Vivi is actually an amazing artist. So she's done all this art herself, and I love her style. And she's always had really, really creative, different designs and things like that. So it really is a joy to see her artwork. I love this though. Definitely see the 80s, 90s vibe, silhouette wise. Love the shape and shagginess of the hair because it literally is like a wolf cut, and they are a werewolf, so it's like a wolf cut hairdo. And then love the tail. Color wise, literally just said it. I love a color palette that is what I just love. You don't need everything in the kitchen sink. And I love that about this, right? It's very balanced. The red, yellow, black with the stark contrast of the white, the purple. It's like, even though that you have these different colors, it doesn't feel crazy. It feels really great. Yeah. I love the little chibi version too. It's so cute, and I love Dee Dee, crew member, mech technician. I mean, the little tooth. I lose it with little teeth. I love little teeth. That's why the Greasy Gremlin's got a little tooth. Love this plasma hand cannon gun. So cool. The teeth, the piercings on the ears, those big hands. Yeah, yeah. No, but seriously, I love the overall aesthetic of it. It sticks out in a fabulous way. Fabulous way. Definitely feels like this spaceship background kind of is giving me alien vibes, like the original movie. You know, I love that. It's so cool. Very successful. I love the balance of the overall design. And I do like that the green frog, normally I'd be like, oh, I wish that they would be similar color palettes, but the overall aesthetic matches. And the green color palette and the yellow complement the color palette of this main look so nicely. It's mwah, chef kiss. It's beautiful. It's great. I love it. So neat. So different. We've seen a few different like space themes today, and it's really cool to see how different people have interpreted like a space aesthetic. Just goes to show it's not all the same. And I love that it's true to each person who's presented it. Once again, we see some golden eyes. We love some golden eyes, little freckles. Is that a little nose piercing? Oh my god, it is. I'm losing my I'm sorry. Bad Lala. Bad Lala. Bad Lala. Um uh yes. I like how here you have the light of how these things are illuminated. That's pretty cool. Um so anyway, A plus design. Love it. Love it. Fabu. Momo! We got Momo plush. Momo plush opossum. Hi, Lala. I'm a little digital opossum VTuber who got transported into the digital world after rummaging through some games in a dumpster. Y2K fashion and a love for clear tech electronics are a long love of mine. I think it's super cute. This is Momo's newest design. Momo had a different design. This is her brand new debut design. And I love how she's leaning into the gamer tech of it all. So let's take a detailed look at this, right? We have we have, little techie glitchy little hair accents. We love the two-tone hair. Big old pink eyeglasses, pink lipstick piercings, super cute. We have the pink and purple overall kind of color scheme, hardware inspired details. This looks like a gamepad jacket, right? And leads into this Game Boy kind of looking leg. Pant detail, the little hanging Tamagotchi, super cute, and paired off with boots. And then you see it there in the back. Oh my god, you can't see my cursor. Whoops. You see over here the opossum tail. I haven't has Momo done artwork of her just like screaming like a possum, like "Bleh!" Like, you know what I mean? Has just out of curiosity, embrace the chaotic ways of the possum. Opossum. The Y2K fashion is really really cute. That is very clear. We have all these like digital details, right? The gamepad thing. I think this is a little Tetris piece zipper piece over here, right? And this looks like a little like that also looks like something like that, like the square from Tetris, you know? I love the little pops of teal, pink, and purple, fab color combo. I almost wish, actually, she carries up this really great teal throughout the design. I wish the frames were teal because they'd pop so good because she has a lot of the same colors in the same area, right? She's got like the pinks over here, the pink in the eye, the pink lipstick. It would have been so cool to have had either purple or the teal eyeglass frame. Yeah, not the lenses because I wouldn't. I want to see Momo's gorgeous eyes. I want to see her gorgeous, gorgeous eyes. I wouldn't want the lenses to obscure seeing her eyes, but just the frame. So, but it's very cute. We do have to take a shot because it is a VTuber with a jacket off their shoulder. Okay. Got to take a shot every time we see a VTuber with a jacket off their shoulders. Congratulations, you're drunk. Not a bad thing. It's just tradition. Like I said, now I have to have one. I'm having an identity crisis this entire time because I don't have an outfit where the jacket is off my shoulders. I also think I do like that there's detail up here. I wish this was a little lifted a little higher, the jacket, just because if once again, if you're playing games and your VTuber model is like only waist up, we don't get to see some of this really cool design. I would just love to see a little lifted so in case like it gets cut off, it doesn't just look like the top because the jacket is a really nice silhouette detail. I love the hair. Momo has always been. Let me show you Momo. If you don't know Momo, like Momo's model, like always embrace like really fun hair texture details and stuff. So, let me see. Oh yeah, so that's how her 1.0 model is like. So look, I love like the hair and the details and all that fun stuff. Yeah, Momo's model is really great, and Momo is also an amazing artist. Yeah, that's not her, but she does amazing art in general. She is an amazing artist. So it's very cool. The design is very neat. Mhm. Yeah, it's got like some fun gamer elements. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be my only note is that you have these fun like pops of teal. I would have liked to have seen it like maybe the frames or something, or she's wearing earrings that have the teal detail would have been really fun and also provides a really fun rigging moment. Um, and that this jacket was lifted a little bit higher only because then that way, like if it was like here, like at this level, that way we would be able to see it more. That's all. That's all I'm thinking about. Like when your VTuber model is up, that's all. I just want to see a little higher. Yeah, but it's great. All they wrote is doing some shady business. That's all they wrote here. That's all they wrote here. I have no idea what the lore is, anything else, but I will protect this VTuber with my life. I just met them, but if any of you hurt them, I will murder you all of them myself in Minecraft. It's so cute. So yeah, look at this little guy. This little dude. Okay, let's go on a journey. Let's figure this out. Who is this person? Ilya Wald. Oh, I don't show translation. Passionate streamer through my passions sometimes creates suffering. I do not care if they created war crime. Okay, I do not understand what's happening, but look how cute they are. Look how cute these little VTubers are. Do they work for the TSA? Maybe. Wait, what is happening here? We know here. I know because it's in another language. Oh, there's a whole story here. There's a whole story here. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, this is just an adorable raccoon that I don't know much about, but I love it. Cute color palette, amber cute. I don't know. I don't know anything about this character. I have no intention. I have no idea what the lore is. I don't know what they were thinking, except it's an adorable raccoon. That has nothing to do with selling you homes, upgrading your homes, or telling you to move to an island and holding you ransom for bells. That's all I know. Bellows Jams! Bellows Jams. I'm my former model's pocket calico cat. The cat made a robot that resembles him and is going on an adventure to find him. Once again, if you do anything to her, I may have just met Bellows Jams, but if you do anything to Bellows Jams, I will hurt you and then myself. It's adorable. Oh my God, how cute. It's a little cat going on an adventure to find its owner. It's like kawaii homeward bound. Oh my God, it's the good ending of We Three. Adorable. Oh my goodness, look at it. And I love its little mecha, it's so expressive. Let's see, I'm going to check them out. Oh, okay. So here's their full. Oh, look how cute! Pocket little calico. Oh, it's adorable. And so the little mecha resemble the model mama, I guess they said, right? Or the model owner. This is so cute. I love the storytelling of this. This is so different. I love it. Like I said before, I love when people expand like like what it is to be a VTuber. You don't have to be a humanoid thing. I love that this is a whole little story that you get to watch the adventure of. That's so neat. Oh, wait, here's a little video. I love them. Your Honor, I love them. Look, 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 look. We can be twins. Hold on. I can do this. Eh? 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 I love this VTuber. It's so fun. Listen, if there's anything that you can take away from today, it's that VTubing is as limited as you want it to be, and it is as limitless as you want it to be. VTubing is the ultimate sandbox. You know, you can play around. If you're not, don't think that you're stuck to a specific idea. If you're not happy with an idea, you can always pivot. And for the sake of your longevity and for the sake of your mental health, you know, do what makes you happy. And always treat this like a hobby. And if it gets successful enough that you get to start making money off of it, fabulous. But do it because it makes you happy. Explore your creativity and imagination. Share your ideas with people who are good bounce boards, right? You don't want to share your ideas with someone who's be like, that's stupid, right? You want to be there with, you want to share your ideas with people who have your back, who might be able to give you constructive criticism or maybe encourage you to try new ideas or to add. It's really important. I would love to do this again. And do a part two. I made note of all the people that we looked at today and figure out if I can do a part two next week sometime. We have, it was a lot of people. It was great. It was really cool to see all kinds of different iterations and styles and things. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Yeah, thank you so much.